Our traffic anchor Jerry Hume getting FDOT to make significant changes at a busy road in downtown Orlando after a viewer wrote into our traffic inbox.
And just wait till you see some of this video as well. Real-time traffic anchor Jerry Hume now helping that viewer out who ruined his car while driving over a median, Jerry.
Yes, this viewer was driving westbound here on Anderson Street in downtown Orlando over I-4 when his car went up onto the median and the remnants of a metal pole did some serious damage. We told FDOT and they've made some changes. Growing up, Chris Upchurch moved from state to state with his family.
Riding a bike was pretty much the only way to get around most of those cities.
But his bike has always been a constant.
Not only am I getting somewhere, but I'm also getting something out of it too.
These days, Chris depends on that bike now more than ever.
My bike more often is because I don't really have another form of transportation right now.
That's because back in May, Chris was driving his mom home from a show at the Dr. Phillips Center in downtown Orlando. He was traveling here on westbound Anderson Street at 11 at night when his car drove over this median.
I basically just ran right up over that thing before I even knew it was happening. And I just heard this terrible crunch and grinding under my car. And at that moment I knew I'm gonna be lucky if I can get out from this.
The Anderson Street overpass was reconstructed as a part of I-4 Ultimate work, requiring some twists to maneuver over I-4.
No signage, no reflectors, not that great of lighting, and I was just going straight ahead. And that's how I ended up running over the median.
For Chris, he couldn't see the raised median or what was left of a signpost.
It kind of tore just straight down through the bottom.
The result was thousands of dollars of damage to his car.
There's this big empty space where part of the exhaust system should be.
We told FDOT, and after we alerted them to the problem, they confirmed a sign was missing and replaced it with this sign to better help guide drivers on Anderson Street.
I don't want it to happen to anybody else. Because, I mean, I can just tell it's way too easy to get your car run up over that thing.
Thankfully, Chris can work from his Wedgefield home, and anything else he needs, he'll just have to use his trusty bike.
The sense of being outdoors, you know, I can just get on my bike and, as long as it's within my endurance range, you know, go wherever I need to.
We were happy to help out Chris, and we'd be happy to help out you if you have a traffic issue. Just click on the traffic and transit section of the Spectrum News app or go to mynews13.com/traffic inbox. There you can fill out the form and I'll be quick to respond. Time for this week's traffic inbox, and we're talking about, double yellow lines and when you can cross them and when you can't. Kathy Marinelli wanted a dog for her little apartment south of downtown Orlando.
I love working with plants.
But due to her health, she got plants instead.
It's rewarding to see them grow.
The plants can't talk back, but her home health aide, Irene Simmons, can.
Irene and I become really good friends. We do a lot together. We laugh a lot.
Not only do they laugh a lot.
Do you have your phone? Do you have your mask? You got your purse?
They go out a lot. Breakfast, lunch, errands, or their favorite, shopping.
That's our shop, forward access.
I'm ready.
But gallivanting around SoDo has led to a debate between Kathy and Irene.
There is a double line here.
Irene thinks under some circumstances she can cross a double yellow line.
Right here. She's crossing it now.
Like to get into this bank parking lot from Michigan Street near Orange Avenue. Kathy isn't so sure.
I thought that you should not cross the double yellow line. I had read that when I took class through art.
It's not just a debate between Kathy and Irene. Law enforcement have also debated the topic. FHP told me last year drivers can't cross a double yellow line. But Orlando police did some digging and found the Uniform Vehicle Code, a national and state set of rules for the road. And while you can't pass on a double yellow line, the law allows drivers to turn into and from an alley, private road, or driveway across a double yellow line, so long as it's safe to do so.
So you won.
No hard feelings between Kathy and Irene. They're just glad they've got some clarification next time they hit the town.
So now we'll laugh every time we come to that spot.
Yeah, exactly.
FHP now agrees with OPD. You can cross the double yellow line. It's still a gray area on who would be at fault if the turn resulted in a crash. But again, the law says the turn can only be made when it's safe to do so. It's a stunning sight. Car after car not stopping at a stop sign in a Lake County neighborhood. In this week's traffic inbox, I went to Groveland, where I saw firsthand a big problem that needs fixing. And after our visit, changes are likely coming.
Raking leaves and grass is a heck of a lot easier than shoveling snow. And that's one of the main reasons Chris Feibel moved from the Northeast.
After COVID, an employer said you can stay remote if you like, or you can come back to the office, gave us all the choice. So I said, to Florida we go, kids. And here we are.
Chris, his wife, and their 2 daughters live in Groveland off Maravilla Way. They like the weather, the theme parks, and the schools. The only problem, drivers don't stop at the stop sign in front of their house. Just take a look behind Chris here.
And all they do is catch it from time to time. It's the sound of the engine, occasionally a neighbor yelling at a car passing by.
We spotted it happening over and over again, just within the hour we were there. Some don't even slow down. Chris caught that on his security camera. The issue, Maravilla Way is one of 2 ways into South Lake High School from County Road 565A. The other way on Silver Eagle Road has speed tables to slow down drivers.
You're gonna have 2 choices, either through this straightaway here with that stop sign that guy's definitely not stopping for. There he goes. Or you go over the speed tables.
So we contacted the Groveland Transportation and Public Works Director, TJ Fish. He admits it's a problem and he's looking at several options, but most likely Maravilla Way will also get speed tables to encourage drivers to slow down and stop. In the meantime, the police department has been called out to make sure drivers stop at the sign. It's an issue that hits close to home for Chris, not just because he lives off the street. When he was 5 years old, his leg, pelvis, and just about every bone on one side of his body were broken.
Got hit by a car in a similar neighborhood like this by a driver who was speeding, crossed the yellow line and hit me.
Now from his home office, he looks out the window at other kids playing near the street, hoping they don't suffer something like he went through.
I think it's only a matter of time before one of these drivers accidentally hits a kid. And, you know, maybe, you know, is that what it takes for something to happen here?
Hopefully not. Since we've told the city about the problem, Chris tells me he's seen more police patrolling. We'll keep you posted on any changes proposed there. Parents will park on some of the side streets here off of Edgewater Drive so that they don't have to wait for their kids in the pickup line, and they have the kids come to them after being let out of class at Bishop Moore Catholic High School. It's clogging some of those side streets and problems for those that live and work there.
To rake in the dough, you've got to make the dough. That's something Denny Tornatore learned early on. He was 16 when he started working in restaurants.
This is my baby. This is my life's work. I mean, this is what I do. I'm married to this place. I have 2 kids that come here and help.
For the past 13 years, he's had this spot off Edgewater Drive across the street from Bishop Moore Catholic High School. He loves having a restaurant in College Park, but he's had his challenges as well.
We pretty much have to shut down for a couple hours every day when the school lets out. You can't get in or out of here, so people wouldn't even. I've had so many customers tell me we just drove by and kept going because there was so many kids and so many parents parked out there.
It's gotten so bad for Denny. Last year, he required his customers be at least 18 years old or have an adult with them to come in.
That helped my parking lot, but it almost hurt the neighborhood because now they're just in their neighborhood, not in my parking lot. So a lot of my neighbors that live here, their grasses are getting ruined. They can't even get into their own driveway.
Sky 13 shows the line of cars waiting in the after-school pickup line at Bishop Moore. Denny says parents that don't want to wait park across Edgewater Drive. He even made a Facebook post that went viral.
See these signs? These signs say no parking. See the parents?
Denny says the school should require students be picked up on campus or offer a staggered release time. Henry Fortier, the superintendent of Catholic schools, says that would be challenging for their 1,400 students. He says Bishop Moore did conduct a traffic study last year, and they're working to implement some of those recommendations, including a northbound turning lane on Edgewater Drive, hoping that encourages more parents to wait in the pickup line instead of parking on streets near the school.
I don't mind people walking by, but when one of them gets hit by a car because they unnecessarily had to go across the street because their parents don't want to wait in the line, then that's going to be the problem.
Denny hopes something is done sooner rather than later.
It's the ultimate comfort food.
He'd rather focus on what's going on inside his restaurant, where he's currently renovating.
To match the level of our food, we got to change the ambience.
Hopeful his business in College Park will afford him the dough to expand elsewhere.
Now, in this week's traffic inbox, we're trying to make it safer to cross in a crosswalk at a roundabout in East Orange County. That roundabout is here very close to Avalon Park Road at Waterford Chase Parkway and Bellhaven Drive. Drivers aren't slowing down for those looking across the street.
There was a time Mike Murray wasn't sure he'd be able to tie a Texas rig.
It can be difficult with Parkinson's, but the thing about Parkinson's is most people, if they got Parkinson's, they have shakes. I don't have the shakes, it's all in my legs.
Despite being confined to a wheelchair, Mike lives a pretty active lifestyle, one that includes going behind his neighbor's house to fish. It reminds him of a simpler time.
I've fished most of my life. My grandfather used to get me up in the morning and take me fishing.
His Parkinson's took away a lot of his freedom, but not his ability to fish.
I crave independence. I'm a very independent person.
So independent that he'll leave his Waterford Lakes area neighborhood and go to the nearby Walgreens.
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I've almost gotten killed.
But Mike has trouble crossing in the crosswalk at this roundabout at Bellhaven Drive and Waterford Chase Parkway.
It's dangerous because there's a blind spot.
Because Mike is lower to the ground, it can be difficult for drivers to see him, causing multiple close calls. We told Orange County Public Works Division about the problem. A spokesperson says they'll evaluate the roundabout to see if any additional traffic control improvements can be installed to reduce the possibility of Mike getting hit.
Most people are good about stopping, but there are people that don't understand there's a state law about stopping for people in the crosswalk, especially as well.
The county also plans to work with the sheriff's office to make sure drivers are yielding to Mike and others in the crosswalk.
I want to stay alive. I got things I want to do. I got people I want to help.
Parkinson's took away Mike's booming voice, a voice he used to call games at Dr. Phillips High School for many years.
I'm fighting it. I'm in physical therapy, and occupational therapy is helping a lot.
Now in the most advanced stage of the disease, Mike still goes fishing just about every day. He also started a scholarship at UCF to help students study things like voice therapy.
People don't remember you for what you did, they remember you for how they made you feel.
And as long as he can get around, he wants to continue to make a difference.
Now, in this week's traffic inbox, we're shining a light on a problem for those walking home near UCF. Street lighting is absent along this portion of McCulloch Road from Orion Boulevard to Worcester Drive. And that's a big problem at night.
It dates back to Neolithic times, some 12,000 years ago. But weaving is still going strong at Jen Smykay's home.
It calms my mind. You know, it's just one of those ageless, timeless things that just allows you to kind of connect with the ancient past.
Since she retired early, she's had more time to pursue things that interest her, like cheering on the Knights from her home in University Estates. She's just a 15-minute walk to the UCF campus.
My husband and I like to go to the football games. We like to go to the tailgate parties. But when we come back, this stretch is very dark.
And when she says very dark, she means it. She took this video on a walk she took with her husband recently. Pitch black in some spots on McCulloch Road.
This is the darkest, creepiest stretch, in my opinion.
It's just this stretch from Orion Boulevard and Worcester Drive where there's no street lighting.
My concern is that something bad could really happen.
The issue, this stretch of McCulloch Road is split between Orange and Seminole counties.
Are there any plans? Does Seminole County or Orange County have any plans to fix and make it safer?
The answer, no and yes. No short-term plans, but Orange County's Traffic Engineering Division has plans to widen McCulloch Road in this area to 4 lanes. The project would also install street lighting. That's going to take some time, however, at least 6 years and maybe even longer depending on funding.
Can't be too safe in these days.
Jen's biggest concern is for students. But she also wants to make sure she can get back home safely to her other hobbies, not just a weaver, but a musician who teaches for free.
Because I believe that music is a gift, and gifts should be given.
She wants to make her community a better place through music and arts and advocacy, hoping to shed light on a problem in her neighborhood.
And thanks to Jen for sending us a message. If you've got a complaint about a road, we want to hear about it. Send us a message on the Spectrum News app in the traffic and transit section, or you can fill out the form at mynews13.com/trafficinbox.